Wow, with every day I get more and more excited and hyped for the upcoming Disney Plus series Cars on the Road, in which Lightning McQueen and Mater will embark upon an epic journey across the country, visiting wild locations like a circus, the Salt Flats, and even a dinosaur theme park. I literally cannot wait for more Cars content, and today just fueled my excitement because it was Disney's shareholder presentation, the annual meeting where Bob Chapek, the CEO of Disney, goes over basically all of the upcoming projects, performances, and just the overall state of the company of Walt Disney. And man, it was not much. And so that's why this video will be rather short, but I'm going to break down and analyze every little grain in this picture that they released during the live stream or presentation, which I will link in the description below. They uploaded it directly to their website, and this is the highest quality we have of this image. It's really surprising to me that they didn't post it somewhere else online in high quality like they did for the Disney Plus day in November when they released all those concept art images, of Bigfoot, the Road Warriors, and those dinosaur cars. They released those to websites, and so we got extremely high quality versions of them. But with this, we haven't gotten it yet, so you might not actually have seen it. So I hope this is very exciting to you guys. This might be breaking news, and so yeah, I am super pumped to get into it. So let's just get into it. So here you have Lightning McQueen and Mater, the main characters of the show that we will follow throughout every episode, and they're looking at something, right? And while they're both looking at something, they feature very different expressions, at least in my mind. Mater just looks tired and a little distraught. He actually has an expression that I've never really seen him have, or at least not often, because he's always goofy, always has energy, but here he looks tired and he just looks like he wants to be done with whatever they're doing. Maybe it's been a long day on the road and he just wants to pull into like a motel or something. Whereas Lightning McQueen has a lot more surprise in his eyes there, at least in my opinion. They're both looking at the same thing, and Mater seems to be like, whatever. And McQueen's like, wow, you know what I'm saying? It's like Mater's just kind of over it. Lightning McQueen's a little bit more shocked. But either way, what everyone's been talking about is Lightning McQueen's paint job. And I love how just skillfully, strategically, and subtly Disney did this image, because you really can't tell anything. But I'm going to try my best. A lot of people are talking about the hood right here and how there's like a purple glare, zoom and enhance, going crazy, being like, oh my God, McQueen has purple on him. I think this is just the lighting of the sunset or the sunrise that we are experiencing here in this scene. I don't think the purple is anything to really, read into that much. I do think the Rust-eze logo on his hood there is a little different. It looks a little bit more retro, a little bit flatter, like it's just straight yellow with the Rust-eze name on there. Like, I'm not sure if it's as detailed as we've seen in the past where it's given, depth, more 3D. It looks like a very flat logo, a little simpler, a little bit more low key. Now, where I have discerned the most difference is on the sides there. Now, we know his last paint job that we saw him with was the fabulous one where he honors Doc Hudson, but we all kind of knew that was a temporary thing. McQueen is born to be red, and to see him in that blue moving forward would just feel unnatural. So I think we all kind of knew he would revert back to the red paint job. And now this kind of was also confirmed in the shorts that they did for that Pixar popcorn about a year ago, a little bit over a year ago now. I think they came out in like late January or early February, where Lizzie was parking and there was that dance contest in Flo's V8 Cafe. If you guys missed those, I did a video on them. I'll link it in the description below and card suggestion pop-up. So anyway, he's back to the Cars 3 paint job that he had during the end of Cars 3. And yet, in this image, I don't think he has that, because he doesn't seem to have the flames, right? That was the iconic part of the Cars 3 paint job, because he had those flames in his bolt designs on his sides. And I feel like if he had the flames, we would be able to discern them in this picture, but I can't. It looks like he's going back to a basic bolt like paint job, and this also echoes what I was talking about on the hood, a much more low-key, subtle design, a flatter design. There's not a lot of depth to it, no drop shadow, no gradient. It's just a flat lightning bolt, and it just is maybe designed to look a little bit simpler, you know, not as flashy, not as flamboyant. So when they're taking this road trip, McQueen doesn't have to stop every 5 minutes to take a selfie with one of his fans. You know, I'm not confident that this is a great disguise because, you know, he's still a very iconic racer. You know, he's red and he has a lightning bolt on his side, but I don't know, maybe that's what they're going for a little bit more here. That's what it looks like to me, reverting a little bit more back to the Cars 1 version of McQueen and dialing it back a little bit even from there in terms of just like the flashiness. You know, we went from Cars 1 McQueen having no flames, Cars 2 McQueen has some flames, and then obviously Cars 3 McQueen had all the flames. So yeah, I think they're dialing it back a little bit, and I like that. I cannot wait to see his full paint job. And for those who are out there saying it looks exactly like his Cars 3 paint job, they didn't change a thing, I'm going to just guarantee you that's wrong right now because they want to sell those toys, and if it's the same as the Cars 3 version, they're not going to sell any. They want to change up the design. That's literally probably really the only reason that they put Fabulous Lightning McQueen even in the end of Cars 3, to have that extra little boost there, a whole new paint job for McQueen. But anyways, yeah. And just to talk about briefly the setting of this scene here, to me it looks like it's in the Midwest. Now, someone being from the Midwest, I am from Illinois, this really does look straight out of Illinois or Indiana. There are cornfields in the background. They're on a rather backroads type rural setting. You know, this looks like Southern Illinois to me. Now, in the background, you might think that these are mountains or clouds. I don't know. Like, it's very tough to me to make a concrete decision on this. I would lean toward clouds. They just look a little bit more like clouds to me. And this even reinforces my idea that it's the Midwest, even though I don't know if this is what they're going for. But, you know, living around Chicago here, living around Lake Michigan, you get like this lake effect cloud action where there are these clouds that just kind of set in and you could see them from the suburbs even though they're like over the lake, and they look like mountains because you can't see like the gap in between them and the ground. And so like there are many times, like especially in the morning, I'm driving to work or something and I think there are mountains in Illinois even though there's obviously not, but it's actually just the clouds from the lake effect from Lake Michigan. That is exactly what this looks like to me. Now if that's what they're going for, probably not, but I do think this looks like Nebraska, Kansas, just like a Midwest type state. And again, that also seems a little off to me because of the fact that we know their journey has to start in Arizona at Radiator Springs and they're going to make their way eastward. And this is in like obviously the Midwest, the middle of the country. So it would probably be a few episodes until they got to the Midwest. And, you know, assuming that the last episode would probably be, you know, over in New York or something, or maybe it would be back in Radiator Springs, you know, something along those lines. And so that is why I'm a little bit hesitant to say it's the Midwest, because I think that this is a very primitive animation and they probably show something they worked on early, which would be one of the first episodes, presumably in Utah as they approach the Salt Flats, which of course I talked about in my last video, and I will also link that in the description below. So yeah, a lot to break down here. There are some power lines back there, and this definitely reminds me of the very, very first trailer Lightning McQueen and Mater were ever featured in, when McQueen went through all the bugs. An iconic scene that didn't actually appear in the movie, but it gave, you know, it immediately gave us a sense for the dynamic between Mater and McQueen that has persisted now 16 years later. Couldn't be more excited, couldn't be more nostalgic of that. Man, I cannot wait, guys. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd love to strike a conversation with you guys. Who knows if this scene will even be in the series, because it seems so primitive. It just is trying to give off the impression of a road trip. They probably told their little intern buddy, like, hey man, can you just animate Lightning McQueen and Mater on the road? Doesn't matter where it is, just yeah, please do that so we could use it for the shareholder day and make our shareholders happy. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to cover all my bases, talk about all the possibilities. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I recommend the movie Nocturnal Animals. I will see you guys next time for another video. Bye now.